Hi everybody, I want to talk about Metaphor Refantizo. Now, this isn't a reaction video. I've already watched this a couple times and I didn't mark the spots that we're going through, so I kind of want to watch it again and just pause and talk about stuff. So it's like a reaction video, but it's not really. And I have already pre-ordered the collector's edition. This is another game from Atlas, which if you watch my review on Unicorn Overlord, I said that Unicorn Overlord is the game of the year. But if this game lives up to the hype, I already think this will be my game of the year. I still need to play Dragon's Dogma 2 and Stellar Blade's coming out. So there's still more contenders for this. But I honestly think Atlas is going to take spot 1 and 2. So let's go through this and kind of listen to what he has to say.
Hello everyone, I'm Katsura Hashino, the director of this title. For those that may not know me,
let me lower this a little bit up. So this is from the Persona people. So like, I'm super excited. I love the Persona games. I need to finish editing that playthrough. We kind of stopped doing it just because of how much time it was taking to edit, and there's just so much stuff to do in these games that they make, and it looks like there's going to be a lot to do in this game, which I'll go over a little bit later. But the fact that there's so much stuff to do and it's time constraint just like Persona is, I'm like super excited, so we can go through this a little bit more. All right, so let's jump ahead.
Kingdom thrown into chaos by the king's assassination. A royal magic is triggered that establishes an election. This magic allows any individual of any social status to become the next king by gaining the people's support.
Sweet. So, king is assassinated, and then instead of his royal successor from his royal bloodline, some kind of magic happens, and we become eligible to become the king. Now, that's cool. I like that. So, we know our story is going to be our journey in this quest to become the king of all these people. So we're going to have to meet people, have social statuses with people to become king. So we need them to trust us. So I think that's actually really cool that we're working through the story, and everything we do can affect us becoming the king at the end. Now, if we go back just a little bit to where we see the main character, I don't really like this character design. It's got the 2 eyes. Maybe if the blue hair was a little lighter. I don't know. I don't really like the design, but that's okay. Who cares? Maybe later in the game, they'll be like, you can change like some stuff. I like the design of other characters. I just don't like the main character. It's like all my games have like a main blue-haired antagonist. And it's like everything seems the same now. Give me a red hair. Give me green hair. I don't care. I'm just a little tired of blue. Let's go here. This is where they talk about the logo. So look at this. I really like this. I've tried to use this in some of my thumbnails, and some people were like, oh man, it's hard to read. But I think this looks so cool. I want to do more stuff with this kind of lettering. And they say it's to go as a street, like to look for a street.
Is based on the concept of
so it's like
main street.
This is like the intersection, I guess.
That players will enjoy a journey through a world full of diverse tribes. If you don't mind, let's start at the beginning.
And I really like how that's the main premise of the game, is the journey. Because a lot of these games, like, they give you a linear quest, and then it doesn't feel like you're actually on a journey. It just feels like you're going to places that you have to go to because that's how the story goes, and sometimes it feels offsetting. So if they can pull off that it feels like you're actually on the journey rather than you're just doing this because you have to, that would make the game even better. So I'm really hoping this lives up to the hype that I am putting on this for the trailer, because I think that's fucking awesome. This first part that it's going to show here is actually pretty cool, so I wanna watch it and like talk about it a little bit.
What makes Metaphor different from other fantasy RPGs is the perspective of their world, in which our world is their fantasy. After players enter their name, they must answer the question,
so
is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it
So that is actually cool. So like for us, this is a fantasy world, but for them, we're the fantasy world. So I kind of like that it's questioning stuff in the beginning. I don't know if that's going to affect the story, but I really hope it does, where your choices matter. And I know later it talks about how you have a time limit, and that is actually something I really like as well. So let's play through a little bit more.
A powerless creation. The game questions the power of fantasy, a power we all possess. I hope the game helps you arrive to your own conclusions.
Yeah, I hope. Okay, we can skip that a little bit. So the fact that we get to normal attack and rather just go straight into the turn base, that actually sounds great, because I know people that say they hate some of my favorite games because they're turn base. They're like, oh, turn base is awful. Well, now if they want to avoid a lot of the turn-based combat, it looks like they can play it as an action RPG, and I think that's actually kind of cool. And then this part here, like, so they obviously press a button that gives them what they look. Yeah, LT. So they press left trigger to see. Now they're using this, and they can see. They can see the difference of the levels between the people. So that's actually kind of cool. If you look underneath me, it doesn't actually say any levels or anything. It just has HP and magic power. So you don't know what levels. Oh, well, when you LT, it has the level of you on you. I never actually noticed that before. But they're talking here about how they can, like, you can skip combat. You're not forced to fight. So like these guys are stronger than you right now. So this is obviously a place you would come back to later in the story. So here,
the music you hear in game is in the protagonist's head.
So the music is canon to the lore because it's inside his head. That's kind of cool. And this composer's music is actually awesome from if you listen to like all the other games, and it's a totally different sound than his normal ones.
The composer behind the music is Shoji Meguro. People probably know him from the Persona series, but I've asked him not to be constrained by his trademark pop style and to take on the challenge of creating a totally new sound to fit this game's world. We hope.
Like, that music is awesome. I'm like hyped for the soundtrack already. And then if we jump ahead here, so this talks about the cityscapes and stuff.
This is the first stop on our journey.
Look at this art for the city. Look at this.
The background art was designed by Koda Kazuma.
Look at this.
Artist we're thrilled to work with.
And this is from the people from Nier. Look how cool this looks. This is like, I'm like so excited to actually dive into this game and see like more stuff that goes on. And they don't talk about it in here. Oh wait, yeah they do in just a little bit. Okay.
Architecture comes to life with a unique sense of realism in medieval painting like shaders. So I hope you enjoy taking it in.
I must have
at the city entrance, and you probably noticed the massive
Where is it?
vehicle. The protagonist will ride around in this to travel the world.
Oh, look at
the original designs of these vehicles.
Okay, yeah. So like the designs of the vehicles are from Neon Genesis Evangelion. And if you've watched the show, we've talked about Neon Genesis Evangelion. And I like it. Look at this. Look how fucking cool this looks. Like, it does look like it could be in, like, yeah. I'm just like excited for how cool this game looks. And then if we go, okay, so if we skip ahead, you have like random people on the street that you can go through. You can see executions of people. Look at that. Look at that.
You'll also note some people cowering in the streets because this world has a prevalent gap between rich and poor. As for our protagonist, he's a
so you see the difference between social classes in here. You have executions. There's so much stuff going on, and this is like one of the earlier cities from what it sounded like when I've watched this, and I'm just kind of going, and then it shows that there's fast travel. So we have fast travel and everything. So thank goodness, because I think they said like games like Dragon's Dogma is like a mini transaction, like microtransaction to fast travel, and that sounds awful, but this is free fast travel with no microtransactions. I didn't see anything about microtransactions in this game either, so that is a plus as well. So I think this is the part I want to talk about.
Unlike our world today, as the story progresses, the main hub moves from city to city.
Oh, no. So like,
Let's take a look at a new
where you are in your story, you get new hubs, so you're not going back to the same base like in Fire Emblem Engage where you have to always go back to the same base, or Fire Emblem Three Houses where you're always going back to the church. You actually have a lot of things, but I think we're getting to the part that I want to.
This is Martira, a town we're unveiling for the first time. It's a pastoral town, quite a contrast from the capital.
Look how different it looks.
Fantasy RPGs. But through these acts of
But it still looks really good.
Places, I hope you get a true sense of being on a journey, which is a difficult thing to convey in modern day stories.
Oh, and then they have a bounty system here.
To fight dangerous monsters. Game, your choice of equipment is especially important.
So you're going to have like super customization of your classes and your characters as you fight bounties. So let's just kind of watch this for a little bit.
We wanted to give you the freedom to customize your party your own way. So we hope you'll even find some joy in making preparations to explore dungeons in your own style.
So I'm really hoping with all this stuff that it's talking about here, that I can really, so you have an informant that you can talk to and get information from, and it's costs money, so you can learn more information about what you're fighting at. So this city right here that they're all talking about really feels like the journey. When we go back to the customization of the weapon, it talks about classes later, like you can go meet people and get classes, and I really hope that I can just like change my character based on what they are, because as much as I love Persona 5, I kind of wanted to be able to change Ryuji's fight style. I know he's kind of the tank, but I wanted him in my party at all times, and because he was stuck to just lightning, it wasn't a good idea to take him at all times. So I kind of didn't like that I couldn't use my favorite character. So from what this is showing, it looks like I have a lot more that I can use between my weapon choice, my character class, and all that. So I'm super excited if that is how it works. So I am hoping that this game lives up to the hype, because I bought the collector's edition already, and if this releases on PC on the same day, I'm buying it on PC as well. So I'm already planning to buy this game twice. So yeah.
Informants offer hints about dungeons and battle strategies. Even collecting information like this is something we put a lot of thought into making enjoyable. The back of the tavern is actually an inn. Visiting a new town and staying at a new inn
continues on the journey. Look at this. This is what I wanted to talk about earlier. This is the travel system where it actually takes time to travel. So you're going to have probably like a time limit like you do in Persona 5, where you only have a certain amount of days to do certain stuff. By this day is when they choose the king. So it looks like you have to choose your stuff. And they said it's not an open world because you obviously can only go to certain hubs and areas. But the fact that you can choose where to go, and it will tell you, hey, this one's going to be a little more difficult. This is where the monsters are. You can give yourself a harder difficulty by going to certain places in in like orders you want. And then when you come back, you'll make it even easier.
With predetermined lengths of activities and structure. But within that, what you do, where you go, is up to each player, who can choose to do things differently.
Look at this.
You're free to spend your time as you please.
If we go back and look,
here we have the list of quests I've accepted. You have a set time frame to complete the main story objective at each location you visit. But these side quests play an important role in the story too. Some require fighting strong enemies, while others may offer rare equipment.
So
the order in which
you see these ones, those are like I believe these are your quests, because if we were to go back a little bit, when it showed that first city that it was on, it actually talked about, like, there was a little pop-up that was talking about the information that we gathered from that guy in the inn.
on these quests will have a great impact on how difficult the battles feel.
Yeah. So I'm like super excited about that. They wanna focus on
This is the kitchen.
they want to focus on the social aspects, and that I think that's kind of cool, because a lot of games you're just talking to a person and then it doesn't really matter. So I think that's actually pretty cool. So this is the talking about dungeons. So I'm guessing this is like Mementos in Persona 5.
You can see that the UI has always been one of our strong suits. It's something that we were very particular about.
Look at this.
You often spend a lot of time navigating menus in RPGs.
Look how
so we
cool
wanted to
this
give
looks.
players a beautiful interface to enjoy a stronger sense of immersion.
Look at that.
Let's check out the party customization screen. The key to strengthening a party in Metaphor lies in the job system, and the growth of these jobs is critical to advancing through the game.
So the jobs are the classes.
In Metaphor, the power of these jobs is called archetypes.
So this feels like when you're getting yourself a new persona. But look at
By
this.
confronting their anxiety, the protagonists acquire these archetypes, a special power.
I don't understand by their anxiety, but
Everyone possesses.
I'm guessing they have to have like a breakdown to get these. I don't know.
Examples of some archetypes that show
Look
up
at this.
early in the game include
Look at
the
this.
Seeker, who is an all-rounder in battle. The Mage, who strikes weaknesses with offensive magic. And the Thief, who can plunder resources. But the
Look at
key
this.
point of the system here is that the character can undergo a transformation, taking on the appearance of various heroic figures and then use their skills to fight.
So that's like when they summon a persona. So that's actually kind of cool. I like that, obviously, because I like Persona. But here, if we skip ahead, this is where they talk about the combat itself.
And by that I mean how strong they are. As you can see, many enemies are glowing blue, which indicates a lower rank. In other words, weaker enemies.
So basically the same as Persona. Look at that. We can run through, fight them. We don't have to go. We don't have to go to the turn base. So we don't have to slow stuff down to go to turn base like we would in like the other games.
Enemy encounters can ruin a game's rhythm, especially if you know you can win against weaker enemies.
This is super cool. Watch this. So he gets the ambush on him.
Large monster ahead.
So this is like getting the ambush. Yeah. Okay. I skipped ahead too much. I tried to skip ahead. I fucked up.
More dangerous enemies give off a yellow glow.
So this is cool. You get your surprise, like your ambush,
They're formidable.
and you fuck them up right there, right?
Unlike before.
And now you get your surprise round.
With mechanics that can lead to both advantages and disadvantages. The squad option allows you to engage and enjoy tense, tactical battles without even drawing close, and using a variety of skills and strategic actions. The enemies.
That music though, I love it. But yeah, you can go from turn-based to this. You can skip fights. You don't need to do stuff.
So that's the exhilarating action elements.
Like you see that you can easily kill these. So you slice them
It's a
up.
battle system with two aspects to enjoy, so we hope you have fun when the game comes out.
There you go. Like I love turn-based games. But if I
Next,
don't,
I'd like to touch on the volume
if
of
I know I'm
dungeons.
going to kill them in a
As you
first
progress
round,
through the story,
it's really
you'll
cool
come
that I
across
can just
main
run up and
dungeons,
attack.
which you'll tackle as part of the main story,
And
side
here's-
dungeons, which you
here's
can
the
explore as part of
dungeons.
quests. Both types will of course plunge you
So
into battle.
instead of just like running around outside, you get to go into dungeons and stuff. I really like that. And then this is where it talks more about the social aspect, where by bonding with followers, you can learn new fighting
How
techniques and
spending
stuff.
time on the road impacted the growth of your party members. One
We
of the
might have to-
systems
we might
that
have to put her in
symbolizes
our
this is
party.
the follower system.
I like
The
brawlers.
protagonist will meet and befriend
Look,
various
she's got
people over
the
his
spikes
journey.
on her
As
fists.
he
Look at that.
continues to deepen these bonds, these followers will become his strongest supporters. Seeing their way of life through these interactions, the protagonist senses the heroic image within them, giving
So
him
these are,
access to new
rapport
archetypes in
system.
battle that awaken within him.
Or confidant
It's up to the
system
player
from
to decide
Persona.
which followers to prioritize interacting with.
I like how it's similar to Persona,
Finding
but it looks
strategies to
so
gain
much better.
advantage, both in dungeons and outside
Let's see
of
if
them
it can
is a
carry it
unique
with
aspect
the
of this
characters. here's the collector's edition. This is what I bought. I bought this. So I get the base game, I get the steel book, I get a soundtrack, which the soundtrack is awesome from what we've been hearing in the game. I get an art book. The art looks really nice, even though I do not like the main character design. Hopefully, maybe there's like a barber or something and I can change it. You get pins, which might actually go to my friend because they love pins. We get stickers. I don't know what I'm going to do with stickers, but we get stickers. We get the map, but it's made of cloth. Look at that. We get the costume and battle set DLC voucher. So when the DLC comes out, we already get it. And we get the 35th anniversary digital history book of Atlas. So it's probably going to have a bunch of Persona stuff in it as well. And then I get a pre-order bonus voucher, whatever that does. Oh, this. Adventure Journey Pack and Archetype Experience Chest Set. So going into the game, we're going to have more stuff than other people. So that is what I really wanted to go over in this. I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe I have to wait till October 11th, but we will be playing it on this channel. I promise you. So I will see you all when we play this, but I will also see you in all the time leading up to this game. I'm not going to disappear till October 11th. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye.